So this is a comparison between the frames of a 2019 Nukeproof Scout versus the Ragley Big Owl that I just acquired. I really bought the Big Owl because I really wanted the purple frame. I missed the M-Bop last year. By the time Steve from Hardtail Party mentioned anything about it, it was already gone. So I realized as I was building it that it doesn't come with the headset cups pre-pressed in along with the headset. So if I knew, I would have ordered it and continue building, but as of now, this is as much as I can reasonably get to without having to put the back wheel on and not be able to put a fork in, which is kind of pointless. But I routed the dropper post internally. It's actually not too bad. That's one thing I like better about this versus the Scout. Dropper post routes through here, comes out over here, and comes up the tube. None of this is drooping below the bottom bracket. It's a little more tighter to do. I had to put in like a foam thing to prevent the cable from rattling. Nukeproof comes with the foam insert, so that's a little attention to detail here that Ragley didn't include. Nukeproof also comes with the headset cups pre-pressed in along with the headset. I built this from the frame up as well. So the main thing, like let's look at the cosmetics. The geometry is almost similar, the Ragley being 15 millimeters longer versus the Scout. But head angle, 65 out from the box, 65 out from the box, 73 on the Scout, 74 on the Ragley. The Scout, this thing's over forked to hell. I just measured it recently. It's like sub 64 degree head angle. This thing's a beast on a downhill. But this is something you don't see on the photographs, is that the Ragley, the down tube here, is kind of shaped like a trapezoid. It's smaller on the top, but it's big and fat and flat. It's like a box down here. You can't see this in the pictures, so it really doesn't give it like the thin tube look, and it really gets fat and it tapers down to the bottom bracket. Whereas if you look at the Scout's a nice circle. It actually mimics the look of a steel frame really well. Tubes are straight. Scout, the seat tube is flat and straight also, so you have as much insertion as you want. The Ragley is a 29er, so it's going to have a slight bend. The Scout 29er also has a slight bend over here as well. This, I put in the Nukeproof reactor down tube protector. It fits perfectly, it's small. But this is what I mean by the dropper cable. It routes outside and comes back around and over here. It really doesn't get caught on anything. But this is way easier to route. Comes out here, and here's another difference that Nukeproof offers that Ragley doesn't. Steve was also mentioning how the cables come out and it kind of like bangs around because it comes out too far back here and it just rubs. Nukeproof comes with these little guides over here that you can do, and see over here the zip tie comes here and it actually keeps it in place. So that's another attention to detail that Nukeproof puts into their bikes. Now regarding how this chainstay looks, it's flat as a bridge, and then you see how it has this divot over here. All the tubes here on the Scout is triple butted, which means that they did thin out the center. I think that's what makes this thing ride so darn good for an aluminum frame, because it really rides like ridiculous. And you can see the cutouts, like the machine part over here, they really machine out every single part on the Dropout. Same thing on the other side, you don't really see it. But here is a close-up picture of the rear dropouts on the Nukeproof Scout with the wheel off. Does this guarantee that the Scout is going to ride better than the Ragley? We don't know yet, I gotta ride it. But it just shows you the attention to detail that Nukeproof puts into the frame. Just from seeing how this is straight, it has this engineered into it. You know, it has ISCG tabs over here, has straight post as well over here for the brakes, so there's no weird adapter like the one that Common Sal has, where it's still like the ISCG to a post adapter, which is odd that they would do that on a modern bike. But yeah, upon first impressions, I haven't finished building this thing yet. I mean, if you look at the Ragley chainstays, it's thinner over here and it's tapered. It gets smaller here. Maybe that's how they get the compliance. And if you look at how the dropouts look, it's 3 holes for the rear through axle. Same thing with over here. Maybe This two-piece design is what gives it the flex. But you see, it's just a tube, there's a brace here, and that's it. Whereas it really feels like Nukeproof spent more time on this to get the ride right on this bike. So as soon as I get the headset in, I'm gonna transfer most of these stuff onto the Ragley, so it's gonna be like a like-for-like comparison, and we'll see how the thing actually rides. But you know, here's a look from far away, my Scout. This is pretty much gonna be the last time, maybe the season, before you can see this bike in its entirety. And here is the Ragley Big L. If you don't, if I don't like the way, I wasn't too blown away by it, maybe I'll switch everything back to the Scout, and I'll take the Scout and frame and just paint it this color. Now I have this exact color. I can just color match it from the body shop. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.